you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm well.
Yeah?
Just that yesterday I thought you had all your topic sets, and then
Oh my word.
I saw that you had to change your topic again
Yeah.
about Osei Mensah Bonsu.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what
yesterday had
happens.
been predicted also, but
I didn't see his resignation coming. I
yeah, I
actually
didn't see,
thought
but
that they were going to try and Georgia to see if they can quietly just get him out of
very
office
surprising.
without. But to hear that even before the meeting with the president had happened, he had allegedly already resigned. He had tendered in his resignation.
Oh, he saw the bullet coming.
Well, I don't know what may have happened behind closed doors, but I guess they had an agreement because now we're told that with immediate effect, he's the chairman of the Manifesto Committee.
Yeah.
So,
But that's a good thing. He's an experienced man. It's just that we're going to miss him in Parliament.
exactly.
I think that he's gained so much experience to be the majority leader that I think the MPP needs going into the election. But, well, what can we do?
Well, I'm not holding brief for the MPP, but I'm also thinking that could it be that they also wanted a new leader because they know Osei Mensah is not coming back to Parliament. So why don't you give another person the chance to grow in the space so that whether they are majority or minority, whichever way, they have someone who does not now have to come and figure out what to do as a leader in Parliament. I don't know. I'm hoping that could be their reason.
It's either A or B, right?
Exactly, because if it's because they really have something against Osei Mensah Bonsu, then I'm not sure what exactly it would be. I know that he said some things that are not too popular with the ruling party, talking about the number of ministers that ideally they should have had. There have been a number of times where he said a couple of things. So I don't know if that could have played a role. I'm not sure what's going on. Is there really a divide, on the majority side in Parliament as well?
Well, it's possible there's no divide at all. The decision is just to make sure that, well, you take him off and heading into the election, maybe you have a fresh face. And Mark Afenyomakin is somebody who has done very well. So Alexander Afenyomakin, so who has done so well as a politician and grown into his own strides and built his own reputation and brand. So he's up to the task nonetheless.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, we're looking at Osei Mensah that we're all used to. So we're going to miss him, really.
We will, actually.
I particularly fondly remembered him when Ken Oforiatta was out of town and he had to come and present the budget.
Yes.
And you could see that there was nothing amiss. He just went into the role and did what he had to do by way of the delivery. So
I think the parliamentarians will miss him the most. Because I remember right before the primaries, there were a number of them who were complaining about the fact that they were going to lose their experienced hands in Parliament. One example is him, because he decided not to run again for the Swami constituency. And so moving forward, I do hope that he will still be able to play a role, within the government, beyond just the Manifesto Committee.
Is he still not the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs? Or for
Nobody has said anything, so I'm not sure if that goes away with, his resignation from the position of majority leader. But would like to hear from you what you make of the situation. And of course, it came quite late yesterday, so some of you are now waking up to the news. But just in case you are confused as to what's happening, the majority leader for the MPP, of course, Honorable, why am I losing my train of thoughts? Osei Mensah Bonsu. Yesterday, we're told tendered in his resignation, and so he's no more the majority leader. But let's take a look at his profile, just so you understand exactly how much experience he has garnered over the years. He's currently the MP for Swami constituency in the Ashanti region, did not run in the primaries, and so he's not going to go back to Parliament. But he's been a member of Parliament since the second Parliament up until the 8th. And so that should tell you how many years he's been in Parliament. He served as the majority leader. He served also as the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs. In fact, even before that, he served as the minority leader when the NPP was in opposition. And so that's how long he's been a leader of that side. He was born in Breman, Afrancho, and he on Sunday, the 3rd of February, 1957. So he's the same age as Ghana at the moment, and he is Christian. We're also told that he got his A-level in 1977, O-level in 75, middle school certificates 1970, BC 1966. Where was I in 1966?
You were not born.
I was not even conceived.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Your parents,
Anyway.
I'm sure I didn't even met, so.
That's interesting. Anyway, so some Key things that he'll be remembered for: he presided over the MPP's largest majority, which is 169 in the 7th Parliament between 2016 and 2020. And he read the budget in the absence of the Minister of Finance. Roland rightly indicated that earlier. And he co-sponsored the first ever private members bill passed in Parliament on road traffic offences.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he's done quite a lot in Parliament. And he also was the advocate for protection of career parliamentarians with experience over constant change of MPs. And I think he started advocating for this back before the 2020 elections, because he didn't understand why, for those who are very experienced, they still had to undergo the primaries.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess he had his reason for that. Risen through the ranks on the front bench from deputy whip to leader of the House. Nice CV.
Well, so we're bringing you this as part of our question for this morning, but after that we'll bring you Johnny's Bite, and Bella has the big issues, and then also we have a conversation with Bright Apia of Child Rights International, and Mama Kathy, who is a consultant when it comes to family values, etc. And so she'll be joining us, and it's about how it looks like the statistics have now been concretized that women or girls, I have to say girls, they have sex early in age than younger boys. Why? Who have they been having the sex with? What accounts for that as well? So make sure you join us.
That question is very important. Who are they having the sex with?
Yeah,
is it the older men who are luring them with gifts, or is it
and
their
for what
own
reasons?
Mates?
Is it transactional, etc.? So we'll take a look at that. But we have this morning for you.
And rightly so, he's in the trends. Everyone is talking about his resignation, which many didn't see coming. A number of his colleagues have described this as very disappointing. They expected that he would have bowed out, a bit more elegantly. For example, Honorable Kletu's advocate, the MP for Zibila, he wasn't too happy about how, he says the man was yanked out of office. But what do you make of it as well? You can call us now, and I think we have our first caller. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you, madam.
All right. May I know your name?
And this is making a question.
I wanted to predict, but I wasn't sure. Welcome. Yesterday, we were looking forward to getting a phone call from you. That didn't happen. Why?
I think we did, but it went off.
Oh, yes, yesterday, I think the problem was from your end.
Okay.
I don't know whether the one who was taking the call was angry about
the person was hating on you, eh?
Maybe he envied my contribution. So it
has nothing to do with that at all. We always look forward to hearing from you. But, I mean, are you surprised, like many other Ghanaians, about the resignation of the MP?
You see, to be specific, I have a problem with this issue.
Why?
It is because I want to ask you, the first day Ghana had the first parliament, did we use experienced people to be leaders in parliament?
Okay. You have a point.
Yeah.
So this hula baloo, the person is experienced, it doesn't hold. But let us ask ourselves, when they become leaders in parliament, what have been their contribution to the Ghanaian society? The benefit that leaders get. That is why many of parliamentarians go to parliament because of leadership. Because of what they earn. Go and do research about what they earn at the end of the day. So they should give us a break on this. I have experience. So if the first day we enter parliament, we inaugurated the first parliament, who was having the experience? But we had people to lead parliament.
Yeah.
Let us concentrate on the very issue that is affecting the Ghanaian and stop these people. Both NDC and MPP, when they come to leadership, I don't want them to be bothering out with that. And again, we can concentrate on issue like the child something that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
We have very, very cogent issues affecting the society.
But that's why we're discussing it later.
Pardon?
That's why we're discussing it later. Roland mentioned the
No.
I
think what have been the Osei Mensah's contribution to my life? For him being a leader in parliament. I mean, I don't see any sense for us to be discussing these issues in this morning. Why we have very cogent issues affecting money. What is the state of unemployment today? Ghana Statistical Service has just risen. 14% of Ghanaians don't have work to do.
Yeah.
When we are discussing personal benefit of a person, please, today, somebody is thinking how to get daily earn, but we are not concentrating on these things. Please, TV, tell me, I like you people, as well as other media houses that is fighting for the right of people. We should stop these personal stories and concentrate on the developmental issues affecting the ordinary people's life.
All right.
I think this is very important.
Very valid point. Thank you.
Okay, by the end, I hit 23 before I did it. Thank you.
You did what? Before you did what?
You mean you had
when I was 23 years.
You mean you had sex at the age of 26, the first time? 23?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what you wanted to tell.
And the lady was like, when you was like to cry, so I just wake up from it.
Ish. Wow.
Imagine that very issue you're talking about, the 1.8 million people out of jobs and the 14% excess unemployment rate, etc., is being discussed on Big Issues. So make sure you join us, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Imagine that can be controversial.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that a number of Ghanaians will be
but the reality is that while you may
issues.
think this is trivial, it's not trivial, because he's a very important member of our legislature. And the legislature is part of the composition of the three organs of government that make sure we have the current structure of our democracy. And our democracy, at the start, is understandable. Yeah. That is the start. It's like you're a day nursery, maybe pupil. You're an infant, you've gone to school, or you're a class 1 pupil. You can't all of a sudden say that because you are in class 6, you are in class 6, they should bring a younger person to come to class 6. You need to make sure that you get the experience from your day nursery or class 1 to class 6. And we need these experienced people to help improve the current dispensation we're practicing. And that's the essence of it. In every society, somebody needs to rule.
Well,
people
indeed.
need to make decisions. So,
but that's why he's asking that over the years we've had these leaders. How have they contributed in the development of our lives? You know, exactly. So if we're not seeing that, then why should we even bother having that conversation? We have another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello? Can you hear me? Good morning. All right, well, I don't think we have... Oh, we have a caller. Okay, hello?
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning. Welcome to New Day. What's your name, sir?
I'm Gideon.
Gideon. Thank you for calling us.
The resignation of Chief Mensah was very timely because he saw that he will be changed from the position. So he was prepared to, he rather chose to go down, to step aside rather than being changed, like the way it happened to Adna Idrisu and his team. So he was very timely and intelligent at that moment. So he is a very tactical politician.
Okay.
And let me also talk about the campaign team that Dr. Baumia put out just 3 days ago.
Yes.
And I saw Miracle leading the folks, the communication.
Yes.
So what happened to Richard Anyada as their communication director?
Yeah, but he's the communication director for the party.
So will they be communicating? Who is leading the people, pushing them to the various stations to communicate for the party? Will there be 2 people communicate doing the same work at the same time?
Oh, I think that's totally different.
So what's your argument? Richard Anyagba should have been part of the campaign team?
He should have been a part of the campaign team because he's going to work
I don't...
for the party. The party and the campaign team can never be different because when the party is going for campaign, Dr. Baumia will be there. And the communication director is Anyagba. So that means we are wasting money on 2 people 1 week. They are
Okay.
only giving money for 2 people for just 1 week. This was happening, and we've reached, Ghana has reached this point. We appoint people who to one position. We appoint about 4 people to get 1 position, and we ended up spending money on them for just 1 week that they are doing.
Okay. Well, what we need to interrogate is whether the likes of Dennis Miracles Abuaje would be paid for the job they're doing, or are they doing it on behalf of, the vice president as he campaigns to become president? So we need to understand that first, and then maybe we can make that correlation.
Well, my senior, who used to work with Daily Graphic, Mensah, good morning to you. Mr. Azu says, Roland, tell the caller that experience matters because in the first parliament of 1993, G.H. Osei Champong, who had experience from the 1979 parliament, was the majority leader as well. And so I think I agree. There was even J.H. Mensah from previous parliaments as well. So we had other experienced people. It's important that we don't grossly make these statements that experience doesn't matter. Yeah. If we have problem with the rulership or the way governance is structured, that's another matter altogether. Thank you, Mr. Vansazo.